Dreamfall is the highly anticipated sequel to one of the greatest adventure games ever made, The Longest Journey. It expands upon the story of the first and introduces some new elements to a genre that's struggling to survive. But does it detract from what makes adventure games so appealing in the first place, or accomplish itself by standing apart from the rest? You take on the role of Zoe Castillo, your average run-of-the-mill heroine who has nothing better to do than make her appointment for the gym. However, as events unfold, nothing stays just average. The strength of the first Longest Journey lied in its engaging story and realistic interactions with the game's characters. This has been passed on and is without a doubt Dreamfall's biggest draw.
I really need a job.
The character interactions should leave a lasting impression on you, and the story does such a good job of intricately weaving a web of conflict that when you reach its precipice, you'll more than likely be disappointed with how suddenly everything came to pass. This is frustrating because the story is the main attraction for the title, but it'll leave you thirsting for more, which may just make you play through the game a second time.
Could have burned me eyes out, mind you. Could very well have. So, I'm theoretically blind.
Dreamfall ultimately falls short at the core of every adventure game, the puzzles. The lack of puzzles is only outweighed by the ease of their completion. There are very few creative combinations of items. Your inventory will reflect how general the puzzles can be, and your cell phone will become too much of a Swiss Army knife because you'll have to utilize it way too often. Dreamfall feels like it's trying too hard to renovate adventure games. This is most apparent in the combat and sneaking encounters. There are not many of these, and it's an interesting step for the genre, but it can also make the experience feel misdirected. That said, the puzzles are integrated into the story well and allow for Dreamfall to progress without much fault. This makes it feel like more of an interactive movie than an adventure game. Since the story itself is so strong, the simple puzzles don't hurt the game too much, but they'll be disappointing to someone who's looking for more challenging brain teasers.
Naked, writhing, alive, sweating, moving. I enjoyed that. It made me hard.
The graphics and level design in Dreamfall are beautiful and captivating. They make you want to explore them without reminding you that you're locked within the confines of an adventure game. The visuals are by no means groundbreaking, but varied and expansive enough to be believable for the time period. The most impressive design elements are the voice acting, sound design, and musical score. These help bring the cinematic experience to fruition and keep the long conversations interesting.
Our dearest apostle, we have a very important task for you.
Yes, mistress.
A helpful feature worth mentioning is your phone's ability to store conversations and tasks. But it only keeps them per chapter and they're poorly organized. Another is the ability to skip any dialogue by pressing the B button. This can save you lots of time if you need to avoid anything you've already heard, and it should be included in every adventure game. Dreamfall has put itself in a new category, but it's not a complete success. It has an intense story, but it simplifies a lot of its original mechanics to hit a wider scope of accessibility. It introduces new gameplay, but it could have benefited with more of a focus on adventure and not action. Fans of the series or anyone looking for a deep story and rich characters will want to eat this game up, but purists of the genre might find it unbalanced.
I'm so excited, I just can't sleep.